People say, no, it's not, it's impossible. Pakistan fenced 1,350 kilometer border with Afghanistan. That was the only time they had peace. Saudi Arabia and Iraq, 1,400 kilometers fenced completely. Can we start thinking of fencing our borders? We have 1,500 kilometers with Niger Republic, 1,900 kilometers with Cameroon. Chad is there. All over us, surrounded by Francophone countries, and the Sahel is heating up.
This is the first time a top Nigerian official has publicly suggested...
Can we start thinking of fencing our borders? We have 1,500 kilometers with Niger Republic, 1,900 kilometers with Cameroon. Chad is there. All over us, surrounded by Francophone countries, and the Sahel is heating up. If we don't do anything, when the Sahel falls, it is Nigeria that everybody is interested in. Because they believe Nigeria is huge, Nigeria is big, Nigeria is rich. And that is what we should start thinking about. How do we secure fully and take control of our borders?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is Nigeria Chief of Defense. But there's something that he is saying that I don't understand. What is he mean?
The Sahel is heating up. If we don't do anything, when the Sahel falls, it is Nigeria that everybody is interested in.
You heard he's saying that Sahel is heating up. When Sahel will fall, my question is, who told him that Sahel will fall? And why he think about the fall of Sahel? What is the difference between this Chief of Defense of Nigeria and U.S. General Langley? All are black people, but all of them are thinking about the fall of Sahel. And who told him that the solution for security is building these fences and the war among neighboring countries? Is he a black Trump? Why African leaders are thinking like that? My dear lovely family, friends, fellow Africans, if we have these kind of leaders, we are going nowhere. We are going nowhere, I'm telling you the truth. Because instead of thinking how we can unite, he's thinking how we can divide and we can keep separate. So he wished to see that African countries has wars and fences. And he thought that that should be a solution for the African challenges. How can you solve your own challenges as an individual? Those who destabilizing Boko Haram will bomb those fences. Right now, people are using drones. People are not coming physically. Technology has changed. And yet we have leaders such as that man thinking about building war and fences. While we know right now technology has changed, people using drones, jets, fighters, and other tools, people are not coming physically. So instead of emphasizing unity, he's emphasizing division and is thinking about the fall of Sahel as if he knows that Sahel will fall. Yes, maybe Sahel will fall. What if Nigeria will fall? Where will you go with your fences and your war? You think you are safe? So, my dear lovely family, we Africans, we must reject those kind of ideas. We don't want rejecting those ideas that are keeping Africans apart, that are dividing Africans. We are not with you, my dear. For those things, we are not with you. We want African leaders who is emphasizing unity. That is not a solution. You think you are safe, so you keep others apart, and you think you are safe? We are not with you for that. That is not a good idea. That is not a good idea. And he's thinking about the fall of Sahel as if he has been told that Sahel will fall tomorrow. Why you have hate to these countries? Now I understand that the enemy is within. This is another Langley. Oh, Black Trump. So, my dear lovely family, that in order to secure your territory, you need to build a fence, you need to build a border. Who told them like that? We Africans, we are talking about free movement of people and goods, continental free trade area. How is it possible to implement such kind of single market for the entire continent of Africa with these kind of leaders? I've been saying this many times. Black people are failing fellow black people. Instead of thinking how we can collaborate, working together to bring peace. I remember when these people, the same people, these wanted to invade Niger because of restoring, they wanted to restore democratic government in Niger. I said to them, and if you are familiar in this platform, you heard what I said. I say, if you have that capacity of invading Niger, why don't you mobilize the same soldiers and troops and equipment to fight jihadists, to fight Boko Haram, to fight terrorism? But they are ready to fight Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, instead of fighting Boko Haram and fighting those who are destabilizing our countries. This is the Africa that we have. These are leaders that we have. Leaders who are thinking about themselves. Yesterday you were talking about building fences in your home country because maybe the current leadership that you have is thinking like that. What if leaders will change, generation will change, people will come with different ideas that maybe let us allow free movement of people and goods. Let us having maybe free ECOWAS. Will you block those walls and defenses? Will you distract those things? And is that a only solution for peace and security? To build fences and borders and to build those walls that he's thinking about? Have been suggested this many times. The only way to bring peace in this continent is to create jobs for young men and women. The only way to create peace and sustainable security for this continent is for we Africans leaders to unite. So he is talking about division. He has no different with colonialists. And this is the kind of racism that we don't want in the continent of Africa. So you are giving example of India, Pakistan, Arab countries. Are those examples related to our environment? So I think there's something wrong with our leaders. So you can become elder, but you are not intellectual. You can become old man, but you cannot be creative. So we need leaders, not such kind of leader. We need leaders who think about the future of this continent. Right now, I see that we have a lot of elders who don't know the meaning of unity. And that's why he's thinking like that. And he shocked me when he said that when Sahel will fall. Who told him that Sahel will fall? And why he think about the fall of Sahel? Are you working with imperialists? Are you working with people who want to destabilize and to make sure that Sahel will fall? Why you are not talking about other issues? So, my dear lovely family, this is embarrassment. This is disappointment. I'm struggling. I'm very disappointed. I'm very, very, very embarrassed. Are you a black Trump? Are you a black Trump? This is disappointment. I welcome all of you, dear lovely family, friend, fellow Africans. That is Nigeria's defense chief called for the country's border with its 4 neighbors to be completely fenced to curb the entrance of armed group amid escalation in security. Do you see this is the best solution that we need to fence our nations at this time where we are talking about continental free trade areas, free movement of people and goods? This is the best way. Of course, he's giving example of Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and other Arab countries. Are those examples related to African environment? Then after building wall and fences, he will come with suggestions that maybe there's some air that is blowing inside. Is he going to build a roof? What kind of stupid idea like this are in our leaders? Can we solve our challenges like that? Building walls? What if every country has suggesting to build the wall or fences? Are we going to be a fenced continent? This is not light for me. This is embarrassment. This is disappointment. We Africans, we are talking about the free movement of people and goods. So fence for what? What we need to do to make sure that we are at peace, we need to work together. We need to collaborate. The problem of Africa is simple. Is Africa, we are not working together. If we are so united, we have a united Africa. We have single army. Do you think we can not eliminate these things? Because it's Africa. Those who are doing all these things are coming from our communities. You know, one thing that these people, they don't understand. They think maybe problems are coming from outside. It is impossible. The problem is within us. Those who are doing all those things, stuff, destabilization, those who are being harmed, young people, are our young people because they have no jobs. I said one day that if we are not careful as Africa, if you look at the population of this continent, majority of them are young people. If these young people are not going to work, it will become a threat to the continent of Africa. Why? Because these young people, they need their needs. They want money. They want houses. They want good life. So how can they get those things if they don't have work to do? So what we need to do is to create a good environment for young people to be hired to get jobs. And to get jobs is to allow Africans to process their minerals, to process their natural resources, to add value. And to add value, we need to work together. I give a suggestion. Let us build these economic hubs. For instance, Nigeria, you are the main producer of oil and natural gas. Build industries to supply oil and natural gases. Yes, we have cars. Let us, other country, manufacture cars. Allow young people to move from one place to another. It is possible. We can create jobs. If we create jobs, we create peace automatically because young people will be busy doing their jobs. So today you are talking about building fences. The same people who come with arms and ammunition will bomb those fences. Those are just, I think, low capacity of thinking. Because these people who come to your country and sometimes with harming and trying to destroy something are your people. They have bombs. They will come, they will bomb those fences, and they will destroy everything. One thing that I want to ask to you, my fellow Nigerians, young people, do you have a job? Because why don't those amount of money to build fences must not go to build industries? Why you want to build fences instead of building industries? Because if you build industries, you contain those young people who were supposed to go and fight. Because you know these things is intergeneration. Yes, maybe this time we have these jihadists and these terrorists. But if we can contain our people not to join in those groups by keeping them busy, that generation will end off. They will grow, and then they will become older. They will not participate in those things because they will not have members. But members are increasing because of young people who don't have jobs, who don't have something to do. Just imagine if a man or a young people can sacrifice his life to die into Mediterranean Sea, to travel a lot of kilometers on desert, to go to seek opportunity to go to Europe. He can do anything. He can decide to join even these armed groups So what we need to do is to create environment where these young men and women would feel at home. They will be in love with their country, with their nations. They will participate in economic and development. That's what we need to do. Not to build defenses like this Nigerian defense chief is saying. For what? So if Congo is going to do the same, of course, Congo has already announced something like that. What if Rwanda is going to say the same? What if? So that is this a continent? Why we have these leaders who think below? We want a united Africa, borderless continent. So you want to create borders. That's what you mean. What if today we are talking about ECOWAS? Nigeria is a member of ECOWAS. What if ECOWAS is going to say we are going to maybe 12 borderless ECOWAS region? What does that border will mean? Or those fences will mean? I think we need to think beyond. And I have said this many times, to become elders, it doesn't mean you are competent. Or to become elders doesn't mean that you are intelligent. We have people who fed this continent, and one of them is that man. I'm telling you the truth. That man is among of those people who fading this continent. Maybe it is a solution at this time, but not a permanent solution. That is not a permanent solution. Right now, people are using drones, are not coming physical. So can you create fence to protect the drones? If people want to attack you, they use drones. Can you build the roof? So I think there's something wrong with our people and the way they think, the way they interpret things. So this is a disappointment for me and for many Africans who want a borderless continent, who want to see a free movement of people and goods. This is not a best suggestion or best solution. So now as I'm telling you many times, our elders has failed us. We need a competent people, not people who have such kind of ideas. We want leaders who unite. You know, what are you protecting? What are you protecting? So we have seen many Nigerians in many African countries. Do you want to say Nigerians must not go to other people? I have nothing to add on that. So my dear lovely family, friends, if you have anything to share with us from what you heard, please do so. And if I'm maybe disappointing you, I'm very sorry for that. But all in all, that is what has happened in Nigeria, that Nigeria is asking for building fences with neighboring countries. And of course, this is citing SAHEL. They are focusing on separating themselves from SAHEL. And this is a black Trump. Nigeria has got black Trump. So let me say thank you for your time. If you're new in this platform, make sure that you subscribe, my dear lovely family, to join the movement. We are in the movement. We want to unite this continent. These elders, they have already failed. This is our time for we young people to take our responsibility to unite our people. We can solve those challenges if we can come together. Because those who are fighting are from us. We know someone who is fighting, know someone who is destabilizing. It's we young people who are being participated and being used by these elders who are telling us those nonsense. So, thank you.
Thank you, Africa. Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make Africa great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.